There was a time when I thought discipline was something I just didn't have. Other people had it. They woke up early and they worked consistently. They followed through, and I didn't. I would sit down to do something important and suddenly feel this invisible resistance. Not dramatic, not painful, just heavy. I'd open my laptop, stare at the screen, check my phone, tell myself I'd start in a minute. That minute would turn into half an hour, then an hour. Then the day would quietly disappear. And the strange part was, I wanted to change. I wanted structure. I wanted discipline. I wanted to feel in control of my life. But every time I tried to force it, I'd burn out, quit, or slowly drift back to comfort. At some point, I stopped getting angry. I just felt tired. Tired of planning, tired of restarting, tired of promising myself, tomorrow will be different. What hurt the most wasn't procrastination. It was the feeling that I was slowly becoming someone I didn't respect. No one really talks about this part. The quiet shame of knowing you're capable of more, but living slightly below it every day. You still function, you still get things done, but there's this background noise in your head that says, you're wasting time. You're avoiding something. You're not really showing up. And the more you avoid discipline, the more discipline starts to feel like punishment, like something harsh, cold, unnatural. Comfort feels warm, safe, immediate. Discipline feels distant, and slowly, without realizing it, you start building a life around avoiding discomfort. What I didn't understand back then was this. My problem wasn't discipline. It was how my brain had learned to feel rewarded. We don't talk enough about how overstimulated we are. Phones, videos, music, notifications, endless content. Your brain is constantly being told, this is interesting. This is exciting. This matters. So when you sit down to do something quiet, something slow, something uncomfortable, your brain doesn't see it as productive. It sees it as a threat, not because it's dangerous, but because it offers no immediate reward. This is where dopamine comes in. Dopamine isn't pleasure. It's anticipation. It's motivation. It's the signal that says, do this again. And when dopamine is constantly hijacked by easy stimulation, effort starts to feel empty. Discipline feels dull. Focus feels painful. Boredom feels unbearable. So your brain does what it's trained to do. It escapes. This was the moment things started to shift. When I realized this wasn't a character flaw. It was conditioning. I hadn't trained my brain to enjoy effort. I had trained it to avoid it. Every scroll, every shortcut, every I'll do it later. They were small lessons, and my brain learned them well. So the question wasn't, how do I force discipline? It became, how do I rewire my brain to stop fighting it? I call this process the dopamine alignment system. Not because it's complicated, but because it's quiet. It doesn't ask you to become extreme. It asks you to become honest. This isn't about removing pleasure from your life. It's about restoring meaning to effort. The first thing that changed everything was simple. I stopped consuming before creating. No phone first thing in the morning, no scrolling before work, no entertainment before effort, not forever, just not first. At first, it felt uncomfortable, boring. My brain kept reaching for stimulation that wasn't there. But then something strange happened. Work didn't feel as heavy anymore, not exciting, just tolerable. And that's all discipline really needs. When dopamine drops slightly, your brain becomes sensitive again. Effort starts to register. You're not punishing yourself. You're recalibrating. I used to think discipline meant intensity, long sessions, big goals, perfect routines. That never worked. So I did the opposite. I lowered the bar. 1 page, 5 minutes, 1 action. That's it. No pressure to continue. Most days I continued anyway. Your brain rewards starting. Once you begin, resistance fades. Discipline stops being dramatic. It becomes mechanical. And that's where consistency lives. Then I stopped escaping discomfort, not adding pain, but not running from it. Doing the work without constant stimulation, sitting with boredom, letting effort feel effortful, not forcing productivity, just staying. Your nervous system adapts. What once felt overwhelming becomes neutral. And neutral is powerful. Because discipline doesn't need to feel good. It just needs to stop feeling threatening. This was the turning point. I stopped asking, do I feel like doing this? And started asking, is this who I want to be? Quietly, calmly. I keep promises to myself. That was it. Your brain protects identity more than comfort. Once discipline becomes self-respect, it stops being optional. I stopped rewarding outcomes and started rewarding effort, showing up, trying, staying consistent, finished or not, perfect or not. Dopamine responds to effort-based progress. Your brain learns that effort is safe. That effort leads somewhere. Discipline stops feeling pointless. I didn't quit pleasure. I delayed it. Work first, then rest. Effort first, then comfort. Delayed dopamine hits harder. Your brain relearns patience, and discipline becomes the gateway, not the enemy. The change wasn't dramatic. There was no new me. Just fewer negotiations, less resistance, more follow-through. Life didn't become exciting. It became quieter, clearer. I trusted myself again. And that's the part people don't talk about. Discipline doesn't give you motivation, it gives you self-trust. And self-trust changes everything. If discipline feels impossible right now, it doesn't mean you're broken. It means your brain learned comfort too well. And anything learned can be relearned, slowly, quietly, without hating yourself. You don't need intensity, you need alignment. If this resonated, comment one small habit you'll commit to today. Not to impress anyone, just to keep a promise to yourself. Subscribe if you want more calm clarity like this. And remember, you don't need a new life. You need a brain that stops running from effort.